Eric's wife is leaving him for his best friend. Comment some advice for him as I take you through his story. Eric says everything hurts. I'm a grown man and I've probably cried more this week than I have in my entire life. Me and my best friends have been friends since we were 8. We were on the same sports team and each of our family basically considered the other one family. I was invited to all his family vacations and he was invited to ours. We graduated high school together in 2014 and we was even college roommates. He was even the best man at my wedding. And as painful as this is, losing my wife is even worse. She is my everything. We met 7 years ago. We started dating after a couple months and then we've been married for 4.5 years now. I keep running through my mind. How did I lose her? What did I do wrong? I haven't let myself go. I plan dates. I plan vacations. We're doing well financially. We have little fights, but nothing too serious. And we always make up and do better going forward. I'm willing to say sorry and I learn from our conversations. I listen, we split the work around the house. I just don't understand why I went wrong. I'm just hunting for reasons, but I can't find none. I'm so lost. Maybe I'm blind in my wrongs. It's so painful to even explain and say out loud how this even happened. I'm sitting here now trying to type this out, but it's hard with tears rolling down my face. 2 months ago, my best friend, long-term girlfriend, broke up with him and he started taking it really hard. My wife and I have been doing our best to help cheer him up. In fact, a week after they broke up, my wife took him out for coffee so that he can vent and understand from a woman's perspective. When she came back home after, she was noticeably mad and she kind of went on a rant about how bad his ex was. She was saying things like that woman never deserved him, he's the catch, and she will regret it and so on. Now, I felt the same way as she did, so I didn't think none of it. I just chalked it up as her being protective. Now, over the next week after that, she was on her phone a lot. And when I asked her about it, she said that she was messaging my best friend. I thought nothing of it really. Then over the next 7 or 8 weeks, she started going out more, seeing more friends, going out for coffee more. My best friend was also acting a little weird. I was trying to be there for him, especially early on. I was trying to talk to him, I was trying to text him. But over the next few weeks, his messages got shorter. It's like he didn't want to talk. We were spending less and less time together. It's like he was starting to disappear. But I thought that was just how he was coping with the breakup. This last Tuesday, I was on my way home when my best friend texted me to go to his house, and I told him I'll be right there. Now, I was excited because I thought he was back to normal, and I thought that he wanted to work out or hang or do something that we used to do. Now, when I got there, he motioned for me to come in his living room, and when I walked in, I seen my wife. And as soon as she seen me, she busted out crying. I instantly went to comfort her because she's my wife. I was thinking something bad was happening, like somebody done died or something. But before I can get to her, my best friend said, "Eric, wait." And then my wife held her hand up like she was telling me to stop, back up. My best friend let a tear run down his face and he said, "I am so sorry, and I don't know how to tell you this, but me and your wife have fallen in love." I felt the color run from my skin and my heart actually physically started hurting. I wasn't sure if I was hearing this right. My wife just started repeating, "I am so sorry," and they both just kept apologizing over and over again. The room was spinning and I was having a full-blown panic attack. It felt like dying. I started begging for them to tell me that this was just a prank. I was hysterical at this moment and all I could do was really cry. When I calmed down, they admitted that this wasn't a prank, that this was real, and that they loved each other and that they wanted to be together. They said they tried to fight it, they talked about it, and they knew that it was unfair and wrong to me. Then last Sunday, my wife told me that she was going out alone for coffee, but in reality, she was going to his house. And then they said at that point, there was no going back and they had to accept their feelings. So they felt like they had to face reality, which meant coming clean to me and telling me. When I heard this, I got up and just ran out the house. I got in my truck and I went back to my house and my wife followed me. Now, when she walked in the house, I asked her, "Why did she follow me?" She said, "Because I love you and I don't want you to do anything permanent." I broke down again and begged her not to do this, but all she did was cry even harder and apologize over and over. I asked over and over again, what did I do wrong? What did I do to drive her away? Once I calmed down, she packed up a large suitcase and she moved in with him that day. In the past week, I've received multiple apologies from both of them, but at this point, I don't want to talk to them. I've been ignoring them. I've barely been answering their calls or texts. My wife keeps trying to check on me, telling me that she loves me and that she's here for me if I need anything. My family has been pretty supportive, even though they live far away. My mama dropped everything she was doing and came and stayed with me for 3 days, but she had to go back because of work. My little brother has also been checking on me as well. I don't know how I'm going to survive this. It has changed my whole outlook on life. How could this happen? We had a great marriage. I know everyone says they had a great marriage, but our marriage was actually great. My wife has said so many times that I've done nothing wrong and that she and the best friend are in the wrong. But even then, this still happened. If you can do everything right and this still happened, then that means that it's inevitable. If the two most important people in your life can betray you, then how can you trust anyone? So now Eric is asking advice from me and from you. So comment some advice for him in the comments. Okay, first things first, you didn't do anything wrong. I know it's hard not to blame yourself, but you cannot blame yourself for someone else cheating. There's never an excuse to cheat, especially in a situation like this where it's not just cheating, she's straight up leaving you for your best friend. You didn't do nothing wrong. You seem like you have your head on straight. So don't sit around blaming yourself all day, because this has nothing to do with you. This is just the negativity surrounding them. You got to realize some things are out of our control. There's just some things that we cannot control, and we can't put the blame on ourselves for something we can't control. Now, from a best friend standpoint, he is not a true friend. True friends don't even associate with each other's wives. Like, we can talk, we can be cool, but never should a friend look at another friend's wife like that. Anyway, that's crossing the boundary, that's crossing the line. It should never be like that at all. So I understand y'all grew up together, y'all did everything, played sports, college roommates, all that, but at the end of the day, I don't know what happened. I don't understand how bad the breakup was, but for him to just all of a sudden have feelings for your wife, it's not a real friend. Now, from a wife's standpoint, she never truly loved you. I mean, there's no nice way I can put it. She just never truly loved you, because true love don't just go away. Like, even if somebody you love was to die, you're still going to love them. If they disappear, you're still going to love them. You don't just misplace your love and just give it to somebody else. It don't work like that. So for her to say that her love went from you to him, no, she just never had love for you in general. Because if she did, she would have never even looked at him in that type of way. So honestly, like a lot of women of today's world, she didn't love you for you. She loved you for the things that you provided. You were a good husband. She even said you were a good husband and you didn't do anything wrong. She loved the things you provided, but you as a person, she honestly didn't love you. And once again, it's not your fault. She's just a bad person. So the only thing you can do now, this is out of your control. First of all, stop begging for her back. Because if she did it once, she'll do it again. Especially if she did it with your best friend. So even if she was to have a relapse, even if that was to happen, what'll stop her from doing it again? She already did it once, and then she did it with your best friend that you've known since you were 8. I don't understand. It can't get no worse than that. So for one, stop begging. Begging ain't gonna help. Begging, it makes you look weak, but also there's no reason to beg. And I understand that you probably truly love her. And like I just said, love doesn't just go away. But sometimes people we love don't love us back. And we have to understand that. And we got to take it to the chin and we got to move on. This is one of those ones where you just got to take the jabs to the chin and move on. You just got to dust yourself off. Honestly, I wouldn't even look for any relationships right now. I just go hop in the gym or something, or I don't know, play basketball, play games, do something productive. Y'all don't have any kids, so that's a good thing. The divorce ain't gonna hurt you too much. So everything's gonna be all right. Now it's just time to focus on yourself. Realize that she's gone and she doesn't need to come back. Even if she comes back begging, you don't need to allow her to come back, because she don't deserve to come back. She had a chance, she lost it. So now you're going to give it to the next woman. But we're not going to worry about the next woman right now, because you got healing to do. And you don't want to hurt the next woman because you still hurt about this one. The best thing for you to do is focus on yourself, cut both of them off, let them live their little happy life. And I promise you, in the future, they will regret it. But you need to cut ties with them, cut connections. If that's the life they want to live, let them. But don't be a part of it. Don't beg. Do you. Do what you got to do. Stay focused on work. Keep your body good. Keep your mind. Start healing your mind. And everything else will fall in place. God loves you. I'm out.